The upcoming Bihar Assembly election is going to be the biggest election conducted till date across the world during the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic. Voting for Bihar Assembly elections will be held in 3 phases on October 28th and November 3rd and 7th. Bihar has more than 6 crore registered voters. During the last assembly election in 2015, the voter turnout was 57.4%. This time, lakhs of migrant workers have returned to Bihar from other states due to the lockdown imposed. The voting pattern of migrants too will affect the elections this time. For all those asking बिहार में का बा इस elections में, तो भैया इस बार बिहार में ई बा. The first is changing voting style. The voting period has been extended by 1 hour from 7 am to 6 pm. Almost 7 lakh hand sanitizers, 46 lakh masks, 6 lakh PPE kits, 6.7 lakh face shields and 23 lakh pairs of hand gloves have been arranged for Bihar polls. Besides, post-ballot facilities will be provided wherever required and requested. To ensure social distancing, the number of voters per polling station has been reduced to 1,000 from 1,500 and special protocols and arrangements have been made for voters who are COVID positive. Patients who are quarantined will be able to cast their votes at their respective polling stations under the supervision of health authorities, apart from the facility of postal ballot, which is already extended to them. The second is the digital campaigning amid COVID-19, which is the new normal this time. For the first time now, the nominations are going to be filed online as against physical, and what used to be optional digital rallies is now a new norm for political parties. The party meetings are now replaced by Zoom video calls, and audio bridges are the new digital alternatives to reach people. A predominantly rural state, Bihar will witness the most digital-driven campaign in India's history. The COVID-19 has changed the norms of election campaigning, and this season saw all the parties competing strongly for a social media presence. JDU's digital presence was seen from 53 Facebook pages to connecting booth-level workers and reaching 200 voters per booth via WhatsApp, a Facebook Live program called Sunday Samvad every week. While BJP ensured that the party's virtual and e-rallies reach a maximum number of people through 150 digital ruts, which will have a large LED screen mounted atop vehicles to carry out a live telecast of the rallies. BJP even launched an app called Kamal Connect in July to convey the party's message. Physical campaigning has, for the first time, a very limited role in an election. Only groups of up to 5 people are allowed to campaign door to door. The road shows cannot have more than 5 vehicles, and the leaders of all major parties have already held virtual rallies. The third is the absence of Lalu Prasad Yadav. The Rashtriya Janata Dal-led Mahagathbandhan will have to go into Bihar polls without its biggest star campaigner, Lalu Prasad Yadav. RJD Supremo's younger son and leader of opposition, Tejasvi Yadav, who was handed over the responsibility to run the party after Lalu went to jail in 2017, failed to make a mark for himself in the Lok Sabha elections in 2019. Now, Bihar Assembly will go to assembly polls for the first time in decades without Lalu Prasad Yadav. The party will surely miss Lalu's charisma and witty one-liners, which had captivated Bihar electorate for years. What needs to be seen is if Tejasvi can prove to be a worthy heir and deliver what RJD expects of him as a leader. The fourth is absence of Rambilas Paswan. The death of Union Minister Rambilas Paswan introduced another element of uncertainty in the Bihar Assembly poll matrix. Bihar's politics will dearly miss the famous slogan, Upar Asman Niche Paswan. Political watchers believe that a lot will depend on how LJP's core Dalit voters relate with his son and political heir Chirag Paswan at a time when the demise of his father is bound to trigger sympathy among them. The LJP will rely on its traditional formula of backing influential upper caste candidates besides fielding candidates from its traditional Dalit voter base in large numbers. The fifth is the shifted alliance. For the first time, Bihar polls have witnessed a last-minute shifting in caste dynamics on a massive scale. Lok Jan Shakti Party of Rambilas Paswan is out of NDA alliance, but its target is only Nitish Kumar's JDU. Upendra Kushwaha's Rashtriya Lok Samta Party have announced formation of a third front after exiting from Mahagathbandhan, citing disagreements over seat sharing. Mukesh Sahani's Vikashsheel Insan Party and Jitan Ram Manjhi's Hindustan Awami Morcha have exited the Mahagathbandhan and joined NDA. From Mahatma Gandhi's 1917 Champaran Satyagraha to Jai Prakash Narayan's call for total revolution in 1974 that led to the emergency, to Lalu Yadav's 1990 arrest of L.K. Advani during the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, Bihar has often been at the center stage of India's politics. Bihar will once again lead India in its quest to strengthen democracy by conducting the first of its kind large-scale election amid the COVID-19 pandemic. This time around, Bihar election will have many firsts, which will make it more interesting and unpredictable.